Good morning. Well, I'm an educator, not a preacher, but as the pundits say, share what you're passionate about and the rest will be easy. So, my passions are the Martin Luther King FUMC partnership, which takes a lot of my energy, and then quilting, which provides me a respite. I'm privileged to work with our volunteer coordinator, Leah Muir, and if the charge was led by just the two of us, this program would be bland and, frankly, not much to look at, kind of like this white fabric. But I believe we provide hope for the future because we're celebrating 20 years of partnering with the school. This program is Grand Rapids' best kept secret. It's like a treasure or an heirloom in a hope chest. It's taken out occasionally for the family to look at and enjoy. Well, church and school family, let's take a look at our partnership. The quilt up on the communion table was given to me, made by my great-grandmother. It has a story just as our partnership has a story. This quilt has withstood the test of time, and I'd say 20 years is a good test of time for what we have going on at MLK. We started with some chairs and some books, some volunteers, just a handful of them, and the leadership of Kathy Muir and Lois Mosley. There was a motivational principal at Henry's School then, in Ruth Jones, and a principal in Forest Hills that most people don't know about, Susie Penning, provided advice and shared resources to help get them started. And also there was a visionary church team that could recognize the need for local ministry to help the children in Grand Rapids. At the center of it all, there's a heart. A strong heart for the children living in poverty. And the least of these who needed someone to care and share and advocate and love. The greatest of these we know is love. But none of these attributes are anything until you give them away. As you can see, you've probably noticed this bright orange paper. These are all the programs and services that we provide. I would venture to say that the types of programs that we have are not duplicated in any other Grand Rapids public school, and I've lived in quite a few states around the nation. I have never seen anything like this anywhere. So I'm very proud that we have that type of a program. It doesn't happen by accident, though. It requires a lot of communication and organization to get all the pieces to nestle and fit properly together. I hope that you'll take that piece home and ponder over it and think about the breadth and depth of what we do as a partnership. We add programs over time, we switch things up as needs arise, we alter and change, but we remain steadfast in our mission to tutor kindergarten through second graders at MLK. Each unique piece of the program contributes to the beauty of the MLK quilt. Now, all of the things that we do are stitched and knotted together, and this is my practice stitching piece. Before I do my machine quilting to finish off a quilt, I just go crazy and I have to get in the groove and stitch just everywhere. And this is just what you folks do to help us out. You stitch with us. You add your piece, you add your touch, and it binds us all together. And we're very thankful for that. Now, any piece needs to have some contrast to draw the attention of folks. If our fiber in our program was all soft and sweet and lovely, it would be a really blasé program. Conversely, if it was comprised only of harsh and garishness, there would be no resting places, no chance to reflect, no place to rejoice. So much as I dislike some of the ugliness, we do have to have contrast in our program, in our figurative MLK quilt, to give it character and to help us recognize when we've done well, when we've been supportive, and when we have given a good measure of love. I don't know if you're aware, but educational statisticians reveal that the average American child entering kindergarten knows 20,000 words or concepts. Yet children living in poverty possess only 5,000. That imbalance is exponentially compounded over the years because our kids at MLK miss out on day camps. They don't have a computer in their home, educational games. Vacations are rare. Most of our kids have never even seen Lake Michigan, for example. And so in the summer, there's another lack of educational stimulation and a net loss. Well, our program at MLK puts the child at the center, and every activity, every learning concept that's shared with the child by their tutor builds out from there and makes them a more complete piece. Now, sometimes we have to hold on to these itty-bitty, tiny, almost insignificant pieces of fabric. I was talking to Deb May the other day, and she had been examining a quilt and said, I noticed one square was made up of all these little pieces put together to make a bigger piece, put together to make a bigger one. And, that's kind of how it is with us. Sometimes a tutor will say, I feel so insignificant. There are so many problems. I don't know if I'm making a difference. I feel like my child isn't making any progress. And we may not learn for years to come the impact that we have on the children. And they often verbalize it away from our ears, and so we don't really know. They may not remember your name, but they remember you. It's amazing how many 4th and 5th graders will come crawling on their knees outside the door of the tutoring center, pretending to be a kindergartner. Can I come into the tutoring center? I'm in kindergarten this year. They cannot stand the idea of graduating out of our program. And when a group of tutors takes their children into a classroom to pick up half of the class, the children, their smiles are immediate. They're leaping out of their chairs practically. Please take me. Can I go first? Can I go first? The excitement is just electrifying. So our tutors are very significant.